She used to always say, "Suno sabki, pan karo man ki."
Bhushan, once you visit Oman and you see how
I think you need to have a lot of self-awareness.
The biggest challenge is that people actually are self-doubting.
So I had the opportunity to practice 4 times every week on school time.
Me, the motto is not to be the first Indian or the best Indian.
I do 70% of my sessions for preparing on my strength.
Bhushan, keep
Yes.
the Sports Champ magazine going because you inspire all of us in school.
That when I played first time for India, it was at the age of 20.
The other thing that's also helped me greatly is like the yoga.
I don't think any sportsman can achieve anything without family support.
Hard work plus courage is equal to champion.
Try to work something on the brand you have.
Strong grassroots training system. I think that will really help our generation.
That, if I can walk around, if I can run around like a normal person, I might as well drive it like a normal person.
The experiences that is being shared on this platform is priceless.
Hats off to you for really encouraging sports in the youngsters.
It's so amazing that Mr. Bhushan, you have taken upon yourself.
So this platforms gives every educators a boost to think.
Hello everyone, welcome to Sports Champ Live Talk Show. I am Bhushan Thakur, founder and editor-in-chief of Sports Champ, a sports education magazine, and your host for today's talk show. We are happy to start an exclusive series on Indian sports school where I'll be having the privilege and honor to interact with top educationists of India who are promoting sports at the grassroots level, their vision, methods, uniqueness, which are inspiring many, and we are hopeful that this exclusive series on Indian sports school will guide and inspire many educational institutions across India to know the ways and methods applied by them to promote sports at school level. Today, we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Ashish Bhatnagar, currently heading as the principal of the Indian Public School, Erode, Tamil Nadu. Certified life coach from New Skills Academy, USA, received many best principal awards at national international level, social worker and activist from Rotarian and few other NGOs. He has got senior leadership experience of being the principal, head of secondary school, responsible of supervising, supporting, developing, evaluating, disciplining, being the external examination coordinator for IGCSE and GCAS exams, considerable experience in teaching ICT, applied ICT, computer studies to British IGCSE and A-level standard to international students from multi-faith and plural backgrounds and in educational management and administration. Selected and confirmed for Education Icon Award by 31 Venture Limited, Mumbai for the Pioneer Award ceremony. Received Nation Builders Award in Mumbai given by Rotary Club of Mumbai West Coast. He has received award for Best Progressive Principal in International Edu Summit and Edu Words, New Delhi. Welcome to the show, Ashish sir, and thank you for accepting my invitation.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Thakur, for this invitation. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here.
Thank you, Ashish sir. We start with our talk show with a small challenge where I'll ask you a very simple question. If you have a body of a human and head of an animal, which animal would you pick and why?
Okay, very interesting question. In fact, probably, I would choose a horse.
Okay.
So I'm very fascinated with horses. And it's all because of, their power, the way the horses can gallop, so their speed, their strength. So, it's something really, horses, something which really attracts me. So probably a horse. Yeah.
So head of a horse.
Yes.
And if I reverse this question, if you have a head of a human and body of an animal, which animal would you pick and why?
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, I think probably I'll stick to my answer, the same answer, which is a horse. As I said, a horse is something I really, admire. And probably it's because of, like if it's a human head in the body of a horse, then obviously like the strength and the power which is required to run. Yeah, so I'll have that body,
Yes.
So I'll stick to the horse.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, Ashish sir, what do you think about the Sport Champ platform and this exclusive series which we have started on Indian Sports School?
Well, I would like to, first of all, I would like to congratulate you on this wonderful initiative, the great initiative that you have taken. In fact, see, I personally feel actually there was a vacuum in this space in the market. And Sports Champ has actually addressed it really very, very well. And I think this Indian Sports School series, it was a much needed buzz. As schools are the foundation years of the students, both in academics and non-academics, especially sports as well. So this is a wonderful initiative that you have taken. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ashish sir. Sir, tell us about your connection with sports. Did you played any sport or liking towards any sport? I was going through your profile where you were also had into football.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, actually, I used to play a lot of different sporting activities, including local sports as well. Which are quite popular in my area. But if I talk mainly of mainstream sports, then yes, cricket, football, badminton, and volleyball I've played a lot, and the board game like carom, which is quite popular with us Indians, especially. So I played like indoor as an indoor game. Carom was also my favorite. But when it comes to say representing the school and college at inter-school or inter-college levels, different competitions, then yes, football and in fact field hockey is something I've represented and I've got certificates as well. So we really did well for our school, and at district level and the state level. Then I also would like to add, I was actually the president of the central region for the Malawi Cricket Union. Now, Malawi is a small South Central African country, and we had the cricket union called MCU, Malawi Cricket Union, and it was divided into three main regions. So I was the president of Central Region, and we used to organize championships between different clubs, so club level sports. And we also worked for the development of cricket at school level. In fact, I also did it in my school where I was working. And we also organized quite a number of events with the Hockey Federation of Malawi. So this is my close connection to, that. So at school level also, I'm a very big advocate of, increasing the schooling, the sporting activities and facilities.
Correct. So what according to you are the fundamental benefit to any child and why someone should play sports?
Well, it's an old saying, it's an old adage that healthy mind stays in a healthy body. And we all know this. And there is also a saying that, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So obviously like sports and physical activities are actually very important. And a child needs to have very good physical health, so that, his brain can also work more constructively with a better focus. And probably from my experience and even from your experience, we must have seen that many students who are actually good athletes, they also do better academically. If you are involved into any kind of sporting activities, then it increases, it teaches you teamwork. It teaches you problem solving skills because you come across a lot of problems while you are playing. So these problem solving skills, then definitely there are a lot of physical health benefits. Even if you are not doing a regular exercise in the morning, you are involved into some kind of sports, it's an exercise for you. I think sports also helps in reducing kind of stress, because once you are physically, it's a kind of physical workout for you.
Precisely.
And there is one big thing which I always say to everyone, last but not the least, sports actually teaches students how to deal with failure.
Correct.
This is something which, we all tell the students about different success stories and we all tell them how to be successful. But rarely we focus on how to deal with failures. But if you are, a sports activist or you are into sports and very actively take part in it, it's not that every day you are a winner. So it also teaches a student how to deal with the failure. This is a very, very positive aspect of sports.
Very rightly spotted, Ashish sir, because in sports, first thing, whichever sports you take, and first day when you enter into a sports arena, first thing which you learn is defeat. First match you play, you lose.
You
First
lose.
stroke,
Absolutely.
first stroke you play, you put it inside the net. So
Correct.
acceptance of defeat and preparation to win is the first
Yes.
learning which any sport teaches you. So very well, rightly
Absolutely.
spotted, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
So schools plays a very important role in shaping a child's life, and sports plays a very integral role in the same. So what role you and your institution has designed to promote sports among every child in your school, which can guide many educationists across India?
Well, I'll tell you, like PE is often, an ignored area for quite some time, but it's not an ignored area at our school. As we offer regular PE lessons to the students, we have coaches who are technically very sound. In fact, quite a number of them are national players themselves. They've represented, the state at national level, or maybe they are state level players. So for different sporting activities, so we have a good team of coaches, and the sporting facilities that we have at school. We have field for football, volleyball, basketball, the proper basketball court, badminton, skating, table tennis. We have practicing nets for cricket as well. We don't have a full-fledged cricket ground, but we do have practicing nets for cricket. Uh, Various track and field events. So we've got tracks, we've got facilities for long jump and different types of throws, and then of course swimming pool and other indoor games as well. So these are different facilities which we are offering, we are providing to the students. Then the students actually undergo intense training as well. The talented students with potential, they are identified and actually further trained so that they can achieve something exceptional in their sports. So our team is working on that regularly.
Super. So, as per a recent announcement by our Honorable Prime Minister, where he has announced sports to be a part of the mainstream in all schools of India, do you think this will bring some change or a big change in the educational field?
Yeah, definitely yes. Definitely yes. I think our Honorable Prime Minister has got a vision, and I think we all will be benefited from his vision, provided the implementation is taken care of. Like this NEP 2020, I mean, it's actually a visionary policy. It came after 35 years. So, we all from the teaching fraternity, we need to work together to make it more meaningful. And how it can be more meaningful? It can be more meaningful through a proper implementation. Unfortunately, sports or PV was not an area, it's often ignored at schools. It's not given a lot of importance. Let's say, for example, whenever a class or a lesson needs to be cancelled, okay, let's cancel the PE lesson, let's cancel the music lesson, or art and design, or in fact, even library. So these lessons take a backseat, when it comes to academics. That, oh, let's cancel those classes, let's have any kind of preparations during those lessons. But I'll tell you, since I've worked in, international schools outside India for almost 17, 18 years, I can say that, when I worked under these British principals, they were very, very particular about, I realized this thing, that they were, they never used to cancel any PE lessons or library lessons or even music lessons.
Correct.
They said, fine, if you have to cancel, you cancel other lessons or manage other things or probably after school things. But PE and these things will not take a backseat. So I think with Prime Minister's appeal, we will definitely see a growth in sports at schools.
Correct. What, according to you, are the problems faced during promoting sports among the students? And what is the lacuna of many not pursuing sports as a career?
In fact, this is an interesting question. And there are many factors, many reasons behind this. But one of the most important factors that I consider is actually the pressure of studies, academics primarily. So, and this pressure comes from peer pressure, from parents, like family, relatives, even society on the whole. So, this academic pressure which comes in, like sports is actually not looked at as a career, because, what people feel is there's a lot of financial insecurity.
Correct.
Like, एक कहावत है हिंदी में, I'll just say it in Hindi. पुरानी कहावत है कि कहते थे पढ़ोगे लिखोगे तो बनोगे नवाब, और खेलोगे कूदोगे तो होगे खराब. I mean, this was a saying which actually was there for generations. I heard this, probably my grandfather saying this, my father saying this, and not essentially in my family, to be honest, but yes, people of that age. That when a child was busy playing and, like they would focus more on sports or something, क्या करना है ये सब करके? पढ़ोगे लिखोगे तो बनोगे नवाब. So this is something which we really, we need to have a look at. Another reason when you are saying the problems faced during promoting sports is we have a lot of examples, live examples from the sports achievers who probably won, different medals for India at different international levels and competitions. And we see them, they are working as a daily wage laborer somewhere. They are, leading a very miserable life. People feel, oh, he won a gold medal, and today he is a daily wage laborer, a labor. So I mean, these kind of things and examples which are there in the society, I think actually this scenario needs to change.
Correct. So, Ashish, sir, parents plays a very important role, as you rightly spotted, in taking many decisions for their child. So, what synergy you or your institution plan to make them a part of the team, or what you suggest should be done on the same?
Yeah, of course, parents are actually, very vital when it comes to like a child's, like career or decision making about what a child is going to do. So we have a team of counselors, under our career guidance cell, and we keep organizing different orientation programs for students and parents where we tell them that okay, these are the different, fields which are available for students. It's not, like we have we do suggest subjects to the students where they can take, based on their interests, including, of course, the traditional science, math streams or the commerce streams. We also offer like liberal studies, media studies, and all that. And we do inform the parents that there are a lot of programs which are available because what we see is, like sports is actually, as we already discussed, it's not taken as a career. So even if a child, feels that he can actually do something good, so we do this counseling sessions for the parents, for the child as well as the parents, that yes, this child has got potential, he can go forward, he can actually really achieve something great. So this is what we do. And in fact, we are also considering to offer PE as a regular subject, at our school in the near future to all the exam classes as well. We have, of course, PE, but as a regular for IGCSE and A levels. So this will, in fact, help students to work intensely towards making a career in sports, get admitted to universities that offer degrees into, like sports. So this is what we keep on doing. Yeah, regular counseling.
Ashish, sir, as per the counseling which you have spotted a point in studies, the journey is very clear to students and parents, but there is very less clarity on sport journey at the grassroots or school level. So what type of sports counseling you feel are required at school level, which will provide clarity on sport journey and playing the sports for a longer period of a time? Because currently, as per our analysis, we have seen there's a lack of sports counselor in India who can guide students and parents in the journey of sports, not choosing the sport of playing which sport you should play, but in the journey of sports, in the career factor, or how to get into exposed to international arena or national arena. So that counseling which is missing. So what do you think on the same?
Well, I'll completely agree to that. In fact, see, actually, there is no concept of sports counselors at the moment, barring a few schools. I mean, well, maybe there are a few schools, handful, I can count them on fingers. And there is, this is an area of vacuum which needs to be addressed. And in fact, I'll tell you, I'm not even sure if we have enough people actually to fit into this role of sports counselor, because there are no such programs available. So what I feel is that then needs to be a curriculum which should be designed around this area, and then people can actually become sports counselors as well. So as we have psychological counselors, we have career guidance counselors and all. Similarly, we need to have a curriculum, a proper structured program where people actually take this. Maybe apart from the regular, say, BPEd or MPEd programs, they also
Correct.
become like, a certificate or a diploma course, which, like tells them, okay, fine, you can become a sports counselor. So I think we need to address this situation as well.
Correct. Ashish sir, as there are report card system in studies, what do you think having a report card system in sports where percentages are given on various verticals like physical, technical, mental, sports performance, teamwork, and be evaluated every 6 months? This will give a clarity to students as well as parents that where they're heading towards. So what do you think? Is this a workable model?
Yes, certainly. It must be a part of report card, I think. And a few schools are sending these such reports I've come across. But see, a detailed report must be sent on these parameters, which you've just mentioned. Like physical, technical, mental, and these parameters. So the report is to be sent to the parents, and in fact, these should. What I mean, this is my opinion. People may agree or disagree, but these should also be a part of the eligibility criteria for promotion to the next class. I mean, for sports and other such courses, people feel that, okay, if even my child is getting a C or D or E or no grade, it's fine. And even the schools are promoting children, but I feel even this actually should be a part of the criteria for promotion. So this is my belief, my opinion. I mean.
Fantastic thought, Ashish sir. What system schools follow to upgrade their sports HODs on their skills and knowledge, and how is it has been evaluated? Because it has been seen that a national player or a sports HOD is taking the same curriculum for years, and there is no upgradation seen. And sports being a dynamic field, every day there is a new thing coming up in as far as skill is concerned or technique is concerned. So, is there any evaluation system schools follow to upgrade their sports HODs?
Well, I'll talk about my school. What we do. We have like multiple branches, and we have a sports coordinator for like who's catering to the needs of all the branches, and then we have a dedicated PE coordinator exclusively dedicated to each branch, and then they do have their periodic meetings where they discuss about the targets which were set at the beginning of the year, whether or not we have met those targets, and it is very important for them. Well, the COVID scenario, in fact, did pose a lot of difficulties, but yes, they were addressed as well. And then, see, we have a provision for CPDs, which is like continuous professional development. Now, this is not only for teachers who are actually, only academic oriented, like kind of say academic subjects like English, math, sciences, or something like that. This CPD is in fact for every teacher and every facilitator. That also includes sports coordinators and sports teachers. And we have a policy where they are expected to do a minimum of 50 hours of CPD annually, 50 hours. So in fact, it's something which we are doing. So they should undertake any courses throughout the year, which is around 50 hours. So, the sports coordinators also look for such programs.
Correct.
Where, as you said, there is always something new which is coming up, some new techniques, methodologies. So this is now the responsibility of the sports coordinator to let us know that okay, there is this program which probably the PE facilitators, if they do it, it will be helpful. So we have this policy of a minimum 50 hours of CPD. So this gives them an immense opportunity to learn and grow and then to deliver.
Fantastic, Ashish sir. Many schools in India, we have observed having a facility of mini sports club. Generally, schools get over by 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. and sports training generally starts at 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So if the school starts renting their sporting facilities on-off school timing to various top sports academies, so it can become a win-win situation for all schools, sports academies, students, as well as for parents too. What do you think on this, on the same?
Can't agree more on this. See, what I see at the moment is that many schools have tie-ups with coaching institutes, that prepare the students for IITs and NEET and, for engineering and medical and like to make the students doctors and engineers. There is no time for sports. I mean, it's sad but true.
Correct.
So, I think what you are suggesting is absolutely right. That yes, if at a school we have these facilities, they should be, given out, rented out to different sports academies. So the students who actually are interested in building up on sports, they can actually stay back in school. If it's within their school premises, even parents will be very, very comfortable with that situation, that yes, safe, secure, where my child goes to learn. So any kind of inhibitions that the parents might have, I think it can be addressed and it can be taken care of. So this is a perfect idea. Probably schools should do this.
Fantastic, Ashish. As per you, you must be aware that the maximum Olympic medal has been won by the girls in the Olympics, the recent Olympics. But if you see the participation of girls at the school level or district level, which is very minuscule. So I want to also understand from your school, what is the total percentage of girls participating in sports in comparison to boys? Because there is a lot of lacuna of girls not getting into sports, but in the contrary, the highest medals in the Olympics is won by the girls. So what guidance you can give on the same, or what is your observation?
Well, first of all, salutes to the women power. Who actually got a lot of medals for India. And today, incidentally, today is the 9th day of Navratri.
Yes.
So, we worship Mataji. So, Jai Matadi. And in fact, I think that shows the women power in our culture. That, I mean, the amount of respect that we have. Sadly, yes, there were, some years in between where the things changed. But I'm really happy to see, these days more and more girls are coming forward to participate in different sporting activities. And it's a very, very encouraging scenario. Yes, the number is still a bit low as compared to boys, but let me tell you, it's growing. So, less participation from girls, there are several reasons. I can tell you, first can be home. We said parents play a very big role. So it is the environment at home, what kind of environment they are getting. Parents, grandparents, somewhere, they feel, oh, ladki ho, ghar mein baitho. We still, unfortunately, have such kind of, setup, family setup somewhere going on. The mindset needs to change. Then the sporting facilities at school or even the nearby surroundings or academies, the sports academies. Then the travel involved in it. If you see, like if you read these stories, the success stories you have covered of, say, Mirabai, Chanu, or Mary Kom, that they had to travel long distances, to go to certain academies for their coachings. You had to get up early. They were lucky to get a very strong support, but not everyone is lucky to, to get that kind of a support. So for academies, and then another thing which I feel very strongly about is the facilities for females at these academies. I mean, do we have, good hygienic toilets for them, change rooms for females, separate change rooms where they can be comfortable? So all these things really need to be looked into. And then, of course, somewhere I think maybe a lack of motivation and promotion also, that, as we already discussed about those financial insecurities or social insecurities, we need to really encourage them. So we have to motivate and promote, girls.
We are starting a campaign. Sport Champ is starting a campaign of girls' participation in sports at the school level, so that many are aware about how to get into sports, because there is a big lacuna of girls not participating in sports.
Fabulous.
So,
Yeah.
sir, my last question to you is: there's a very mixed feeling about this question by many principals and directors, but I'll ask you this question. Many schools in India have amazing infrastructure in selected sports and not in all sports. So if they adopt those sports in which they have state or national level infrastructure and start nurturing players in that sport by conducting talent hunt camps, workshop, coaching camp, high performance training, and structured training program with a reputed coach, which will eventually help them to develop national and international players from that particular sport. So what do you think about this idea?
Well, I completely agree. I mean, if we can actually focus on being a specialist school or a sports specialist school, I don't mind. It's a fantastic idea. I mean, like we have specialist, hospitals. Same way, like okay, there are multi-specialty hospitals and clinics as well, but at the same time, yeah, if our infrastructure allows us, it's fine. If not, then at least we can focus on one or two of the sports and make it our strength. And then, as you suggested, probably we invite like people from different strata of the society, not essentially like only your school, but yes, this should be encouraged. So I'm completely in for your idea. What you are suggesting is absolutely feasible, practical, and it can be implemented.
Super. Ashish sir, before we log off, what you would like to address to all educationists of India, which will help them to promote sports at school level?
Well, I'll simply just say, put it like this, that sports actually, any kind of sporting activities are beneficial for a child's mental, emotional, physical development. It's for all-round development. I already said this initially when I began that, when you asked me about what are the fundamental benefits. So sports actually are largely, like very, very useful for the students, all-round development and growth. So it not only strengthens, your physique, your physical strength, or say bones, or they tone your muscles, but they also help children improving their academic performance and the value of teamwork and how to face failure in life and how to actually overcome this failure and take another step towards winning.
Correct. Thank you, Ashish sir, for taking out time and agreed to share your vision, mission, and methods of promoting sports and sportsmen at your school, which will definitely guide many educationists across India. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to be here on this platform. Thanks for inviting me and looking forward to a lot of your initiatives. Do keep me in the loop. We will definitely work together to make these different initiatives a success. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And viewers, we'll keep on bringing such insightful episodes on Indian Sports School, which will guide many educationists across India.